So certainly another action-packed week of Canadian politics. Nick Nanos joins us now to break down some of his latest numbers. He's the founder and chief data scientist at Nanos Research. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning, Matt.
Let's get into it, shall we? Let's first look at ballot support. The Conservatives still very close to the Liberals this week, which is interesting, too. We heard from Pierre Poilievre. We've heard a lot from Mark Carney as well. So what are you seeing in the numbers this week?
Oh, what we're seeing basically is a statistical dead heat between the Liberals and the Conservatives. There's only 2 percentage points, Matt, between those two parties. The margin of error is ±3. And this, Matt, and you know, in the context of the expected federal budget, the Liberals are a minority government. It's going to be a high-stakes game of political brinksmanship because we have a dead heat almost when it comes to ballot support. The Liberals don't have the votes today in terms of passing the budget. And who knows what might happen, what the Conservatives and New Democrats might do. Could we, Matt, brace yourself, could an election happen?
I know, yeah, and that's the biggest question, right? Because you know, Nick, we talked about it, you know, and the Liberals even themselves earlier this week, at least at different points, some skepticism about the fact if they were actually going to be able to pass their own budget, and it's not necessarily, you know, something that Canadians I think want to see maybe at this point is another possible federal election.
Yeah, you know, the thing is and, you know, federal election is kind of like a trip to the dentist, Matt. You know, everybody knows that they have to go, but they don't necessarily enjoy it. No disrespect to all the viewers who are dentists out there. But, you know, the thing is that when we look at numbers like this, I think what's clear that the Liberals have signaled is that they're not going to play any political games. If there is an election, it won't be as a result of a mistake. It'll be a result of the fact that they put forth a budget to the House of Commons, and that they'll allow all the members of the House of Commons to either vote or not, or vote for or against it. So, you know, that's why it's really going to be high stakes. It's interesting that the Prime Minister right now is out in Asia, but realistically, he's going to have to spin back to Canada because the domestic political heat is going to be on the rise in the next couple of weeks.
I was going to say less than 2 weeks until we do actually see that budget. Okay, let's look at some of the top issues for Canadians. Speaking of which, too, and what Canadians have top of mind right now, what are we looking at?
You know, it's interesting. We just saw the Doug Ford ad about Trump and Ronald Reagan. But, you know, the thing is that when we look at the top 3 issues, jobs and the economy, Trump-U.S. relations, and inflation, those are clearly driving the agenda. Because when we roll up those things, about 4 out of every 10 Canadians give a tip of the hat to those issues as the ones that they're most worried about, followed by healthcare and then immigration. But, you know, the key takeaway for this is that every week, Canadians are more likely to be worried about pocketbook issues and paying for the bills and what Donald Trump and the trade negotiations might mean for their paychecks and their jobs.
Yeah, and how hard it continues to hit Canadians, I think, right across the board. Nick, appreciate your time this morning. Nick Nanos, the founder and chief data scientist at Nanos Research. Thanks.